Afternoon driver, board passengers here before your 13:27 departure. So press T to open the doors, reverser to neutral, headlights to the day position, and set our destination for Leeds, which is 5516. 5516. Enter. Should say Leeds on the outside, like that. Go to the other car, press K to turn on the tail lights, and 5516 to Leeds, like that. So train is ready for departure. The next stop is Bentley at 13:30. So return the guard buzzer by pressing C, reverser to forward, brake release, and power to notch 3. So departing Doncaster, the speed limit is 15 miles an hour, and we have about 1.5 miles to Bentley. So on the left is Doncaster Works. Yeah, I haven't been there in ages, so I assume there would be quite a few Mark IV coaches ready to be scrapped. So we're on I think it's called the Leeds lines. It's on Alan Thompson's sim. I put a link to it in the description. It's basically just Doncaster to Leeds, then a bit around Leeds. So, but I'm going to be driving from Doncaster to Leeds, calling at Doncaster, Bentley, Ardwick, South Elmsall, Fitzwilliam, Sandal and Agbrigg, Wakefield, Westgate, Outward and Leeds. Speed limit is going to 70 miles an hour as we come off the down main and onto the down Leeds. I think the line to the right goes off to, I think it's Scunthorpe, I think. So straight on is to York, and to the left is Leeds. And lag. So not far to Bentley station. So I think when I'm traveling at full speed, I probably should brake at about 0.8 miles from the station. That means I won't kind of crawl into the platform. So I'll start braking from Bentley station. Timetable arrival is 13:28. So we're a tiny bit late. Oh, well, I got the timetable on my screen, and I'm looking at the Sunday timetable, not the weekday one. So Bentley Station should be coming up very, very shortly. Platforms here are very short. So aiming to stop at the end of the platform. So stopping by the S car stop sign. So S means standard. And arrival at Bentley. The next stop is Ardwick at 13:34. So reverser to forward, brake release, power to notch 3. Parting Bentley, the speed limit is 100 miles an hour, and we have about 2 miles to Ardwick. So leave there at 31. How can I be so slow? Why is there no passenger view? Why does AP never put in the passenger view most of the time? So I think the service was actually worked by 331 instead of a 322. But 331s don't exist in trains sim yet, so I just went with this. Actually, I think I was late because the timetable was put together with the 331's performance in mind and not a 322. So I think I'll be stopping at these stations a little late. So doing 65 miles an hour approaching Ardwick. Yeah, it's a very nice model route. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't actually driven this scenario all the way through. Hopefully all the assets will load, because it does have quite a few requirements, and hopefully I have them all installed. So we are 0.8 miles from Ardwick Station. Just put the power to 0 and brake to notch 2. So Ardwick Station is coming up now, where that footbridge is. I wonder how likely it is that people will get confused between Ardwick and Ardwick in Manchester. Not very, probably. So at Ardwick, I'm aiming to stop at the end of the platform. I think if I did a video on the way back, I'll probably do it in a zoomer, just so it's quicker. So coming into Ardwick, no faster than 20 miles an hour. It's a very nice footbridge. So arrival into Ardwick. Next stop is South Elmsall at 1339. So reverse to forward, brake release and power to notch 3. So speed limit is still the same, it's 100 miles an hour, and we have about 4.7 miles to South Elmsall. So we're driving a Northern 322, so a 322-485, in a very debranded Northern livery. It's available on alanthompsonsim.com. Yeah, it's just a very plain blue. I don't remember where the line to the right goes. Yeah, these units do take quite a while to get up to speed. So frame rate, I'm getting about 30 to 40 FPS. So this really does run very smoothly. Probably because the creator tries to go for the driver's eye perspective to, maximize performance. Because there's no point in creating things that you can't see. It just wastes resources. So trains operating between Leeds and Doncaster are operated by Northern and LNER. So Northern provide the stopping trains between Leeds and Doncaster, calling at all stations, and LNER provide trains from Leeds to King's Cross. So Leeds to Doncaster and then on to KGX. About 3 miles left to South Elmsall. So I think at South Elmsall, I'll probably start braking about a mile from the station. Because by then we'll be probably traveling at about because we'll probably be traveling at 100 miles an hour. The sim just froze for a second or two. Don't know what it was doing. Yeah, OBS seems fine. So OBS is currently using about 20% of my CPU. So start braking for South Elmsall pretty soon. So this was originally meant to be a video from Motherwell to Larkhall, but because I had some settings not right in OBS, the picture came out really pixely. And you still didn't turn up the water settings. So now the water looks like jello, or jelly, or whatever you want to call it. So I'll start braking now for the station. I'll probably just revisit that scenario again in the future, maybe for like a live stream. Maybe not live stream because getting out of Motherwell depot takes ages because you're limited to 5 miles an hour. Maybe in another stream I could do like Glasgow to Carlisle. Or if I really wanted to, I could do like Glasgow to Preston in a Pendolino. Or maybe like in an 86 or a 90. Well, from the DVT end anyway, because the loco is only facing northwards, and going from Glasgow to Preston you travel southbound, so you'd be in a driving van trailer with the locomotive pushing the train instead of pulling it. I mean, if anybody wants to make me a scenario set in the 90s from Glasgow to Preston, that would be really cool. And arrival at South Elmsall. The next stop is Fitzwilliam at 13:45. So reverse her to forward, brake off, power to notch 3. So the speed limit is still 100 miles an hour, and we have about 4.5 miles to Fitzwilliam. Cool, I now have 20 followers on Twitter. Just got a notification about it. Pretty cool. So I don't think the speed limit is going down very soon. Yeah, I haven't driven this all the way through, even though I really should have done. So Fitzwilliam in about 4 miles. So we should be up to about 100. Also there's a neutral section. I think in real life I have been on a 322. Or was it a 321? I don't know, they're very similar. I think it was between South Elmsall and Doncaster once, years and years and years ago. I think that's the only time I've ever been into Doncaster on the train. I don't think I've done it any. I don't think I've done it any other time. So the livery does look really nice on the 322. You even got Northern's kind of like wheelchair user doors, because I think that one's closest to the wheelchair area. Good thing I caught that DSD. So 2 miles to Fitzwilliam and closing in on about 85 miles an hour. Yeah, think about doing pre-recorded stuff is that you just sat here talking to yourself instead of interacting with a chat that's not open. I think on the left is like a goods loop. I don't know how much freight comes down here normally, because if you were doing freight, you would just... I think most freight would just go northwards towards York. Well, maybe like container trains from like Doncaster Decoy to like Trafford Park. Like, what freight comes down this line? I guess anything, because it is kind of like, oh crap, because it is kind of like the main connection between Doncaster and Leeds. And then from Leeds, you can actually go back to York, because to get to the Carlo Valley, you have to reverse in Leeds, unless it's like a bypass, like a curve. So up ahead is South Elmsall station. Yeah, I should have broke a bit earlier. Hopefully I should stop in the platform. So stopping at the 4-car stop sign at South Elmsall. The next stop is Sandal and Agbrigg at 1350. Okay, I did stop on the platform. Yeah, hopefully none of the passengers were hurt. So Sandal and Agbrigg in about 5 miles. And the speed limit is still 100. So someone in the last stream asked if I could do like a live stream of me making a scenario in Train Sim. Yeah, the thing about that is that you'll be waiting around a lot, waiting for the route to load for a particular location. Because when you're making a scenario, you're literally traveling all over the route, and then you spend quite a considerable amount of time waiting for the scenery to load. And also because going around the route, going everywhere, uses up a lot of RAM. The game often crashes because it's run out of memory. So I don't think doing a live stream is that practical. I could do it pre-recorded, and then just cut out all the crashes and the time waiting for the scenery to load. Of course, now with the reduced timetable, creating scenarios is a lot quicker because there aren't that many trains to put into the scenario. But it also kind of makes them a lot more boring because there's not a lot to see. This train really does take its time to get up to 100. Well, as I said earlier, the route is really well modelled, and considering it's free. So our speed is now approaching 85 miles an hour. This is South Kirby Junction. So coming up to 95 miles an hour. So I'll start braking in about half a mile. I have also put the train over to guard only operated because northern trains aren't driver only operated, and that's why there was a massive strike a few years ago. I think Northern went on strike for about every Saturday for about a year because Northern wanted to go driver only operation to save money or something like that. Actually, I think I should start braking. I should start braking a bit more than a mile. So we are now approaching Sandal and Agbrigg station. Actually, never mind. I think a mile is about the right braking distance. So not coming into the platform any faster than about 20 miles an hour. So arrival into Sandal and Agbrigg. The next stop is Wakefield Westgate at 13:55. So departing Sandal and Agbrigg, the speed limit is 100 miles an hour, shortly going down to 90, and we have about 2 miles to Wakefield. I think on Alan Tottenham sim I also saw a route from Manchester Victoria to Huddersfield. I don't remember if I have all of the requirements. If I do, it would be very cool to drive from Victoria to Huddersfield in a 68 and coaches. So that's accelerating the train up to 90 miles per hour. Okay, now it's gone down to 50. So in Wakefield we are due into platform 2. So I think at Wakefield will come. I think we're coming off the down main and into the platform. And there's a few buildings just loaning in the distance. I think everything is loaded in now. Also, the speed limit is going down to 25 as we enter the platform, and then down to 20 as we leave. So the line from the right is from Wakefield Kirkgate. So I have been here in real life, just not in a really, really long time. I think the last time I was here, I went from Leeds to Wakefield, Westgate, then round to Kirkgate, and then to Huddersfield. So in the distance is Wakefield Westgate. So is there a forecast stop sign or is it an S? The treble 99p. Must be on the saver menu. So I think here is a good place to stop. So we'll have a look at Wakefield Westgate. The next stop is Leeds, arriving at 14:11. So departing outward, the limit is 85 miles an hour, and we have about 7.5 miles left. So between here and Leeds, there are quite a few speed changes, and I think around Leeds the signal blocks are literally very, very close to each other. Like the last time I went to Leeds, the distance between the platform, I think it's 6, and the next signal can't even fit a full 91 set in there. And hopefully all the signalling should work. So I think the next point of interest is Copley Hill West Junction. Then Holbeck Junction, Whitehall Junction, Leeds West Junction and Leeds. And we are due into platform 11. 11 Alpha. So speed limit is going down to 75 pretty soon. Alright, what if I did a video from Barnstaple to Exeter? Well, I think I already did that. Or if I just streamed Exeter to Barnstaple in like a 150. Because I think all of GWR's 153s went up to Northern and Transport for Wales. So with GWR's 143s, is it like Northern's 142s where they have to be used with a accessibility approved unit? Or is it like Northern's 144s where they can be used by themselves? Speed limit is now 75 miles per hour. So we have about 4.5 miles left to Leeds. We are due in the next 7 minutes. Yeah, the thing about Leeds from I think it's the south end, kind of come get, yeah, if I could talk, you come in like an S curve, where you can see a train coming in from about a few miles away, then you kind of see it wind around the corner into the station. Yeah, but going up north, it's just double track heading in a straight line. It's kind of boring. But going northwards, you do go past Neville Hill Depot, so there's that. So hopefully, keeping the power in notch 3 should keep us at about 75 miles an hour. Speed limit is shortly going down to 60 in about a mile. So the frame rates get about 20 to 30 FPS. So it runs very smoothly. So as we get closer and closer into Leeds, the speed limit should be decreasing fairly rapidly. Well, if I could keep it like a very consistent frame rate. In the distance you can see some buildings just loading in. Like, what if I did a video in Germany? I don't know how much of a train wreck that would be, because I don't know the route, I don't know the train, and I don't speak any German. So maybe we could do like another one in America somewhere. So 40 to 25, and then the station. So bring our speed down to 40 miles an hour as we approach Leeds. So releasing the brake at 40. There's also a neutral section up here. So there should be a line coming in from the left, which is the Huddersfield line from Murfield. And after that should be the Calder Valley from Bradford, and then after that should be the line from Bradford, Foster Square. You know, the Leeds, Bradford, Ilkley triangle, and Skipton. That means also going down to 25. Yeah, so Leeds is normally just full of trains, and now not really. I think it's either Whitehall Junction or Leeds West Junction. I don't remember which one it is. So around this corner should be Leeds Station. And I have been to Leeds quite a few times. mainly just changed their third train towards York to go to the NRM. And also, my most popular video on the channel was filmed here in real life. I think it was the day after that LNER introduced the Azumas onto the Leeds line from King's Cross. I think that's also the last time I saw a HST in real life as well. Going from Leeds to King's Cross. I don't remember seeing any cross-country HSTs. And I did see 2 Azumas. I think one was on a test run, and then the other was in passenger service. So this is Leeds. Yeah, it's not as busy as it normally is because of lockdown. So I'm aiming to stop where this single yellow is. There's a 158 going out to Wigan Wargate, through Brickhouse, Todmorden, Rochdale, Victoria and Walkden. Yeah, I wish somebody would actually build out the route towards Rochdale from here, through Bradford. So arrival at Leeds. So follow me on Twitter for future video updates. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.